there, it's Tania Gabrielle here, Wealth Astro-Numerologist, and welcome to Star Codes, the forecast where we look at an important event in the astrology and numerology coming up. And in this case, it is the yearly event of 11/11, happening, of course, on November 11th. And this year, the portal that opens on that day is extra potent because we are in 2022, and 22 is a master number just like 11 is. So we are going to have a more intense awakening on that day and in November as a whole, because as you, I'm sure, realize, we have a powerful total lunar eclipse in Taurus with the sun in Scorpio, literally 3 days before 11/11, which really intensifies the energy, as does the recent change of direction for Mars stationing retrograde on October 30th through January 12th. And Mars is a co-ruler of Scorpio. So there's so much additional intensity and awakening energy going on this year that the 11/11 portal is going to really bring a major crest in that wave. And essentially, we've come to a point now, personally and collectively, where there really is the ultimate call to make conscious choices, to be utterly present, which is what the 11 actually means. So 11 represents our inner light. In fact, the word light, and every word has a code, a frequency, the word light adds up to 29, which reduces to 11. So when our inner light is shining, we are using our intuition to tune in, to intuit directly from source, instead of using the mind, which is very limited, and the mind can't even comprehend, for example, multi-dimensionality, which is where we are moving into. We're moving from duality, polarity consciousness into multi-dimensional consciousness. And the mind can't comprehend that. So this is very crucial this time around on 11/11 to really understand that the polarity consciousness is rapidly dissipating and will not be at all able to be activated in a way that it used to be. You know, anytime you're defensive, you're trying to justify something. For example, somebody just said something to you and it hit you somewhere, you know, you had a reaction, it triggered something, and you want to defend yourself, or you're turning to somebody else who is in the room and want their support, asking, you know, through eye contact or verbally through support. You're coming from fear. Any justification, any defensiveness is a place of fear. And that's your mind. That's not your heart. Your heart doesn't go there. The intuition is connected to source, and source is not afraid. Your soul is not afraid. It's your mind. It's really getting in control of the mind. That is the choice we have, especially this year, because 22 for 2022, 22 is the architect of peace number. And it literally means that when you have that 2-2 engagement with source, that receptivity, that listening, that observation happening, then you are at peace. You are literally not needing your mind to defend anything, because you are just in truth, in the light. So we have 11 the light, 22 peace. And they're coming together on 11/11/2022. And here's the other thing. That date, 11/11/2022, adds up to the number 10, which is also considered the God number, the Wheel of Fortune number, the instant manifestation number, the number of love and light. Ones and zeros make up the computer code. Ones and zeros represent the straight line and the circle. So the number 10, the first double-digit number, is really the alpha and omega of numbers. And so the fact that this date, this year, the year of the activation of the master numbers, adds up to 10, sheds an even greater light on the importance of this moment in this time in human history. So if you feel defensive, you are coming from fear. You're not in your heart. You're not in that God-centered, creator-centered, source-centered place. So the choice of the 1111, so 11 is a portal, and there are 2 pylons, columns that you walk through. And it is the portal of the initiation, meaning you die to the past, you die to yourself. You literally are only present so that there's nothing. There's just listening. So that portal is your choice. It is a choice you make to either be present or to be in the past or the future, which is what the mind only can engage in. The mind cannot be present. So that is a choice that the 11 represents. And 1111, of course, makes it even more powerful. 1111, when you add that up, it adds up to 4. 4 is the number of grounding, manifestation. It is the number of earth. We have 4 directions. We have 4 seasons. And the number 4 is representative of the cycle of life on our beautiful planet. So the choice is to be in your heart or to be in polarity, where you're choosing the good or bad, the right or wrong. So if you're seeing others or a situation as positive or negative, then you're in your mind. You're not connected here, because the heart, the soul, sees the whole picture and asks, if I feel lost or confused or upset, what is it I need to be aware of? Not, oh my God, that's negative. Now I have to put some positive juju in to feel better. That's a reaction. As much as that seems like it's the right thing to do, it is not engaging with whatever it is that felt negative to you and asking, okay, so what is this? What do I need to feel? What do I need to see? So seeing meaning your third eye. So when you see others or a situation as positive or negative, your heart is not singing to you, is not speaking to you, because your heart does not see the separation. Your heart doesn't polarize. Your heart just feels with the intuition, the connection, the 2-2, the 1-1, right? They all represent that connection to source. So the collective right now is, because of the intensification, the eclipses, the Mars retrograde, the 1111, it's just so powerful right now. So the collective is reflecting a lot of beliefs that are trapping people in their mind. It's coming to a head, and this 11-22 combination this year is bringing stuff to the surface more than ever before. Let alone the incredible 2 eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus that are happening at the same time. You know, Scorpio is very connected to truth. That stinger of Scorpio goes directly to where nobody wants to go, or few want to go, I should say, which is to the subconscious that fuels everything. You know, all our habits that are unconsciously driving our actions, our beliefs. So this Scorpio impact is powerful. And then Taurus is powerful because Taurus represents our values. And what is it we actually value? So what are we placing our energy into, in other words? Taurus becomes very particular and meticulous about where you are choosing to invest your life in. So the way to do this during a time when there is so much polarity coming to the surface is not to judge others who you don't agree with on whatever spectrum you're talking about. To not judge others based on that good, bad paradigm, but just notice how it makes your heart feel. Just that noticing is the conscious engagement. That's all you need to do. So when you open up and look at your life with this objective self-awareness, you will see then how fear plays a role in your thought process. So what we do as a result is when we're in that fear, we try to unburden ourselves of it, because who wants to be in fear, right? So any fear that we're not facing, we try to release, and we tend to project it. And the other thing we do is we try to release the burden that we carry of the previous choices that we have made in our life too. And all of this is also being projected onto others. And that 11, that's literally the mirror. So if you look at the number 11, there's the two ones, right? So it's you and the other. And it is you looking in the mirror and not looking at your reflection, but looking through the mirror at the feedback that the universe is giving you, because you create that feedback every moment, and it is every moment coming back to you as an experience. That experience that you are having today, tomorrow, is from the past. You created that through how you focused your energy previously. And so now it's showing up for you. So whatever you're experiencing through people or anything, situations in your life, was created prior to now and is now coming back. So if you are able to see clearly your life as almost like a simulation, like you're watching a movie, and you remove yourself emotionally from reacting to it, then you can watch this process from the bird's eye view and literally start catching those crucial moments of awareness, what it is that created those people coming into your life, situations appearing for you. You know, everything, it seems random, but it really is truly created by you. That's how powerful you are. So when we make choices from the point of being afraid, we will cover up the truth through self-deception in order to prove that our fears are correct. And we do that by making others wrong and by naming, defining situations as negative. So it's a pattern that we have been partaking in for a long time. So it takes a moment to like step back and really watch. Oh, I just felt really triggered by this situation or this person, and sit back and say, well, what is the symbolism behind it? What is it I need to see? So this is what we need to get now. The times are so intense astro-numerologically. And so that means the astrology and numerology, the codes are coming together to really, they're very potent. They're making a really potent recipe. So that means at this time, whatever you put out is coming back exponentially faster than it did before. And if you are not tuning in to the heart and going here, which of course is habitual, so we have to watch it, it will create a much quicker disconnect from source than before. And remember, we're ending the Piscean age and we're in the dawn of the Aquarian age. We're in the shift. So the Piscean age does reflect timelessness, unconditional love, and the shadow side is feeling like a victim, right? Like you're not part of the collective and you are to be pitied for what has happened to you, as opposed to taking ownership of your life. So we're at the end of that. And anytime you're at the end of a cycle, just like right before your birthday, have you ever noticed that's a cycle, a 12-month cycle, right before your birthday, the 6 weeks before, the lessons that were not learned come up. So it gets more intense right before your birthday. And if you haven't paid attention to that, like try and see if you can, like pay attention, because it's amazing at the end of a cycle how the clearing is much stronger. Just like at the end of signs in astrology, we have critical degrees. The 28th and 29th degree, the final 2 degrees of a sign before we go back to 0, are called critical because they're so intense. So it's very, very important to allow yourself to experience everything that is happening, to allow your feelings to come up and not to judge them, and not to judge other people's way of thinking and feeling, and to also really pay attention to what you're investing your energy into. Are you investing in duality, in separation, or are you investing in self-awareness, observation, connection, always asking, always observing? Taking that extra space, especially when you feel triggered. That's the most important time. What we want to do is move away from opinions, from assumptions. We want to move into a place where if we feel upset, we acknowledge that. We don't run away from it. We don't try to cover it up. And we also want to understand that it's okay to be frank and not to sugarcoat things and not beat around the bush, obviously in a way that is respectful and gentle, depending. It also means that anyone in your life that shows up for you does not have power over you. They don't have the power to manipulate your thought process. So don't give them that power. Stand your ground in your heart. Don't engage. It doesn't mean you abdicate from the communication with that person or from the situation where you're brought together. It just means you don't engage in the power play. That's the duality. So it's important to be frank, to be open, to be transparent, to not sugarcoat things, to not be embarrassed about sharing how you truly feel, and to not shy away from taboo topics such as astrology, numerology, life, death, sexuality, anything that is an underlying fear. It's okay to share. It's okay to partake and communicate and not feel embarrassed about it. And that's really the key, because the embarrassment, again, shows that there's a fear of being found out somehow or exposed. So anytime that fear comes up, it can be very subtle, and very often it is. Just turn to here. The 1111, if anything, is just a call to be completely, utterly present. There is no fear in the present moment, none whatsoever. And right now, being fearless and loving, because love itself does not take sides. Love does not have an opinion. Love just is. It's not definable. That's where we all are heading. That's where we're going. That's where Earth is going to. Unity, love, peace, light, that are not measured, not definable. They just are. Now we're going to really dive into these energetics in 2023, which is a 7 universal year, and a 23 is the royal star of the lion number, the most powerful number in numerology. This is a big year. 7 actually represents bringing heaven to earth, so not causing a separation. So the horizontal upper line is heaven, and the diagonal line is bringing heaven, into your heart. So it's a very, very important year, and a year of just so much possibility and opportunities. So I'm hosting my 9th annual Ultimate Yearly Forecast, which is an incredible live stream with multiple handouts, amazing handouts, that you can join me on December 14th. And if you can't join me on December 14th, then there will be instant access for the whole year. It's a 3-hour live stream, and then there's a Q&A as well. And it's all about discovering the energetics, the Astro-Numerology codes for 2023, including the forecast for your sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant, as well as your personal year. Those are all included as well. So there's so much we're going to cover. So if you're interested, just go to 2023forecast.com. That will take you to a free video, which will tell you a little bit more about the 2023 Ultimate Yearly Forecast. I highly recommend you join, because this next year really is one of those pivotal years. And, not that we haven't had them in this decade, but it's really building up now. And it's all moving towards 2024, 2025, where there's a culmination of energy as we move into the 8 and 9 in the numerology. So go to 2023forecast.com, watch the free video, enjoy that, and have an amazing 11/11. I just send you so much love and light, and also a sense of really wanting to wake up and observe and be present. Sending you so much love. See you next week.